Most people have the idea. They've had it for years, in the shower, on the commute, at 11 p.m. staring at the ceiling while someone else gets rich doing the exact thing they thought of first. The idea was never the problem. The problem is they are waiting for money they do not have to start something they are not sure will work in a market they are afraid to enter. 10 levels. I will make sure that by level 10, everything is clear. Level 1. $0. Age 24. The idea lives entirely in your head. No product, no customer, no proof it works. Just a thought that will not leave you alone no matter how many times you tell yourself it is not practical. You have $340 in your checking account, rent hits in 11 days. You work a job that pays your bills and takes your hours and gives you nothing back except a reason to be somewhere at 8 in the morning. You write the idea down on a Tuesday night, not in a business plan, in the Notes app on your phone. 3 sentences. You read them back twice. They sound smaller written down than they did in your head. You tell one person, a friend. They say it sounds interesting in the voice people use when they mean the opposite. You open a free website builder at midnight. You do not publish anything. You close the laptop. The tab stays open for 9 days before you close it. Nothing happened. And also, everything happened. The first rule. At 0, the decision to begin is the only asset that matters. Everything else can be built. The decision cannot be bought. Level 2. $1,000. Age 25. Someone paid you, not your employer. A real person looked at what you made and handed you money for it. $1,000. You stare at the notification the way you stare at something you are not sure is real. You made this with a laptop you already owned, skills you already carried. The startup cost was 0. The revenue is $1,000. You reinvest the entire amount back in, a better tool, a small ad. You treat it like a business before it feels like one, because feeling like a business comes after acting like one, never before. The second rule. The first dollar does not prove you will succeed. It proves the market exists. That is the only proof you need. Level 3. $10,000. Age 26. The side project has a name now, a bank account, a handful of customers who came back without you asking. You work the job 9 to 5. You work the business 7 to midnight. You sleep 6 hours on a good night. You raise your prices. 3 people leave, 4 new ones come in at the higher number. You learn something nobody teaches. The customer who argues about price is never your customer. The one who pays without negotiating is the one still there in 3 years. The third rule. At 10,000, the business is still fragile, but you are not. Something hardened the moment you chose to keep going when stopping would have been easier.
Level 4. $50,000. Age 28. The numbers are consistent enough that you stop being surprised by them. Not rich, not free, but the pattern is there. Month after month, the revenue arrives. Sometimes more, rarely less. You understand now that consistency is the rarest thing a business can produce. More valuable than a single good month. More valuable than a viral moment that disappears by Thursday. You start saying no. To clients who drain more than they pay, to opportunities that cost time worth more than money. No is a skill. You are still learning it, but you are learning it faster than anyone who never had to choose between comfort and growth. The fourth rule. At 50,000, you are not building a business. You are building the discipline that the business will eventually run on. Level 5. $100,000. Age 30. You quit your job on a Wednesday. Not dramatically. 2 weeks' notice. You thanked your manager, you cleaned your desk and walked to your car and sat in the parking lot for 11 minutes before turning the key. The first month alone is the quietest month of your life. No office, no meetings, no coworkers. Just you and a laptop and a bank account that is now the only bank account that matters. You make every mistake available at this level. You undercharge, you overdeliver, you take clients you should not take because the money feels necessary. But the revenue does not stop. It grows, slowly, inconsistently, in a pattern you cannot fully predict, and that unpredictability, which used to terrify you, starts to feel like the most honest relationship you have ever had with money. The fifth rule. Leaving the job does not make you an entrepreneur. What makes you one is what you do in the 11 months after, when nobody is watching, when the income is inconsistent, when going back would be easier than going forward. Level 6. $500,000. Age 33. You hire your first employee. The decision takes 3 months longer than it should. You are not afraid of the cost. You are afraid of being responsible for someone else's income. That weight is different from anything you have carried before. With 1 employee, the business doubles its capacity. With 3, it becomes something you cannot run alone anymore. That transition from solo operator to leader is the one most founders are completely unprepared for, including you. You are managing now, not building. The skills are different. The problems are different. The version of you that started with nothing is no longer fully qualified to run what you built. The 6th rule. At 500,000, the business outgrows the founder. You either grow with it or it grows past you.
Level 7, $1 million. Age 34. Everyone finds out. You did not announce it, but the business has been growing long enough that the numbers are no longer invisible. People you have not spoken to in years reach out with ideas they want you to evaluate. Friends pitch partnerships. Strangers on the internet have opinions about what you should do next. You crossed 1 million in revenue before you crossed 1 million in profit. The difference between those two numbers is the education most business schools cannot teach. Revenue is what the business makes. Profit is what survives after the business eats. The $1 million number does not feel the way you thought it would. It feels like a door. Behind the door is a bigger room with more problems that did not exist at level 6. The 7th rule, 1 million does not mean you made it. It means the game got harder and the version of you that started with nothing is now completely unqualified to run what you built. Become someone else immediately. Level 8, $10 million. Age 39. The business runs on a Tuesday without you. You know this because you spent that Tuesday present somewhere else for the first time in years without checking your phone every 11 minutes. The revenue processed, the team handled it, the machine ran. You have a team now. 12 people whose mortgages depend on decisions you make. That responsibility does not get lighter. It gets heavier in proportion to how seriously you take it. You stop taking every meeting. You stop answering every email personally. You start measuring your time the way you once measured your money, with the understanding that once spent, it does not return. You are building systems now instead of products. The product was always the vehicle. The system is the destination. The 8th rule. At 10 million, you are no longer the business. The business is something you built that now exists independently of you. Protecting that independence is the most important work you will ever do. Level 9, $100 million. Age 46. You stop being a founder. You become a brand. The company has your instincts built into its walls. Culture is just the behavior that persists after the founder stops watching. Yours has held. Competitors study your moves before you make them. Your name alone opens rooms that used to require meetings to access. You remember the Notes app. 3 sentences at midnight, the tab you kept open for 9 days, the friend who said it sounded interesting in that specific voice. You do not feel superior to who you were then. You feel the full distance between those two people, and you understand that the distance was not talent, not luck. It was 10,000 small decisions made correctly when making them incorrectly would have been easier, and nobody would have known. The 9th rule. At 100 million, your reputation is the actual product. Everything else the company sells is just the proof of concept. Level 10, the empire. Age 54. Your name outlasts the business that built it. The original company is one of several now. Some you started, some you bought. Some were built by people you mentored who learned from watching you the way you once learned from watching others. The empire is not a building. It is not a portfolio. It is a way of thinking that other people now pay significant money to be near. The asset is your judgment. Everything else is just evidence it has been right more times than it has been wrong. Now, everything is clear. The idea was never the problem. The market was never the problem. The money was never the problem. The only thing standing between most people and this level is the decision they keep not making. Somewhere right now, someone is staring at a ceiling at 11 p.m. They have an idea they have not written down. They are waiting for money they do not have, for the right moment that is not coming, for the permission nobody is going to give them. The gap between that ceiling and this empire is not money. It is not talent. It is not timing. It is the decision, the one they are not making tonight, the one you made at midnight with 3 sentences in a notes app and a tab you kept open for 9 days. That decision did not feel like the beginning of an empire. It never does.